Hello viewers, a very good afternoon and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. And this afternoon, let us take a look on the resolutions made by ZANU-PF. I think we talked about them. The ZANU-PF conference agreed that Mnangagwa will have to go beyond 2028, that is to 2030. They've agreed to amend the constitution to accommodate President Emmerson Mnangagwa. But interestingly, one of the cadres involved in all these things, Patrick Chinamasa, who is going to be the man behind that agenda, he has said something which is very interesting right there. And let us try to take a look and understand what he said, because it's very, very, very important for us to note as the people, because it then gives us clear direction as to where are we going from now. What is the plan B for this team? Let us hear what he had to say.
In the drafting of the current constitution, the national current constitution, so His Excellency is saying, I'm a constitutionalist. I will abide by the constitution, which limits presidential terms, and I have no intention of serving beyond 2028. This will come as sad news to you, but please don't stone the messenger. So where we stand, distinguished delegates, is that of all the resolutions, there is one resolution which cannot be implemented without the express consent and agreement of His Excellency President Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa. And on Monday, when he told me this, he said, feel free to tell them you consulted me, which is what I'm conveying to you this afternoon. So we will have our resolution, but I think we must understand, coming from here, that it will not go anywhere, because His Excellency is emphatic that when 2028 comes, he will not serve beyond that date. He is very emphatic that he had a hand in the drafting and crafting of this constitution, and he cannot be seen nationally, globally, to be the first to violate what he put in place. By the national 21st national.
So this is very interesting. This is Patrick Chinamasa. He announced that the president is not interested in the 2030 agenda. But one of the most interesting things is to note, soon after Patrick Chinamasa said so, two people, the chairperson from Harare and the chairperson from Bulawayo, they then moved a motion to adopt the resolutions made at the 21st conference. And the Harare province chairperson moved that motion and was seconded by the Bulawayo province chairperson. What it means is that this is now going to ZANU-PF parliamentary caucus without further consultations. Once it goes there, the parliamentarians will then go to parliament and move that motion. Mnangagwa is pretending right here as if he's not involved in all these things. If he wasn't involved, this could have ended there and there. They could have made a declaration, or someone could have made a declaration that they prepare for the successor of Emmerson Mnangagwa, or Emmerson Mnangagwa prepares his successor going to 2028. But because they are scheming, or they want to downplay the heat which has been coming, or which has been put by the generals, they are now trying to play it differently. So it's very interesting to see ZANU-PF going through this. It's very interesting to see Emmerson Mnangagwa directly instructing Patrick Chinamasa to say so. However, we need to note that when Emmerson Mnangagwa himself gave his own statement, he didn't back down like what Chinamasa did. So people were supposed to be given an instruction from the president himself and see if they were going to defy his orders and his directives. Imagine, parikuimbwa pachena kuti 2013 ndeyava Mnangagwa, and the vice president is there, the man who is preparing to take over from Emmerson. If you look at it, then you understand where we are going, and you understand what is really happening and what is really transpiring. So this is a way of trying to scale down the November 2017 replica, which was imminent. But we are going to see, because this matter is likely going to be pushed through in Parliament, we are likely going to see Parliament passing the amendments. Then we are likely going to see two referendums being tabled. What is going to happen? Is Mnangagwa going to play down that again? Or is going to say, if parliamentarians who represent people have made such decisions, who am I to reject them? So this is a very, very, very tricky situation at this point in time. And against all odds, the generals are in trouble. The generals, if they are not very, very clear in terms of what they need to do, they are in trouble. What it means is Chiwenga is being silenced. I spoke about this yesterday. We talked about how Chiwenga has failed to stand his ground. He failed. No one from Chiwenga's camp stood to reject the motion when it was moved. No one from Chiwenga's camp, which means they have been weakened. Kushaya kana dzetse haro one raingosumkorota urati inini hangu ndakazvimirira, I'm against that. Kushaya kana one person who could challenge the situation. So you can actually see that very interesting moments are coming. Very interesting moments are ahead, and it's likely going to end very, very badly. Even Opachachae, angachi ukatarisa opa pa announcer that the resolution has been adopted. The voice or the tone, it was looking tense. Everything which happened, it was looking tense. If you look at the people who moved the two motions, they used some words to praise and worship Emmerson Mnangagwa like a god. So very interesting moments ahead, and we are on the terraces watching what is really happening. Meanwhile, Chamisa is bouncing back and is doing some things which are actually shocking. We are going to talk about that, about Nelson Chamisa. Soon after this program, we will talk about the events of Nelson Chamisa. Very fruitful events happening, and we need to look at them. So at this point in time in Zimbabwe, this is where we are. Emmerson Mnangagwa is pretending as if he doesn't want to go further than where he is today. And his team continues to push that he goes up to 2030. The major question will be, what will be the consequences if that continues? Michael says Chiwenga has been tricked and outplayed. Yes, Chiwenga is being tricked. Chiwenga, for those who are hoping in Chiwenga, guys, hope yoyo ngaichipera. Our only hope remains Nelson Chamisa, and he remains unshaken. And I will not say much about some key people involved in everything happening in Zimbabwe, but just know that there is a plan. There is a plan to stop 2030 agenda. So Trader says nekubatana nekuluta nemigwagwa yakafa nezvipatara zvisina mishonga mapea asingatenge kunyepa pasine ZANU-PF. Okay, so Trader, this is something which is very important, because if you go into the civil servants, the salaries they are getting, in fact everyone, they are getting slave wages. savings have been eroded several times. You know, all things are not in place. Zimbabwe is not producing anything, and Zimbabwe is going down tremendously. And at that same time, you would see that ZANU-PF people will continue to make slogans as if slogans build a nation. So this is what is happening in Zimbabwe. We'll continue to watch and see how everything is going to end. But at this point in time, there is a checkmate. Team Mnangagwa, Mnangagwa, Vatuma, Vachinamasa, kuti 2030 agenda hakuna. Meanwhile, Team ED continues kutaura kuti 2030 iriko, which is confusing. And the general failed to assert authority to the conference and is looking weak, appearing weak. And there is a likelihood that the general one day going forward, he will simply back down and let Mnangagwa do. And that is going to give room to the other team to do what they're supposed to do. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Let us meet in other episodes and other broadcasts.